Hi again. So in this video I'm going to be sharing how I make the hats for the snowman. And this video is going to have 3 of the hats, and then there'll be another one with the other 3 hats. In my pattern I do have all 6 hats and 4 scarves. This one is a single color with a bobble row. It's close to the brim there. See how it pops out? And then this is the same pattern, and it's just a variation where I took a changed colors in the next to the last row, and it just gives it a little extra bling. And the other 2 in this video are going to be this beanie with and it's the alternating a single crochet row and changing colors every other row. And then this one is alternating colors with a half double crochet, changing colors every other row. So for this video, we're actually going to be making one of these with this color, but I'm going to put a white brim on it. So all you're going to need, you need your hook, which is, I've got a size G 4.0 that I'm going to be using for this one, scissors, yarn needle, and we're going to need a palm. So I'm just going to use this palm maker that I got on Amazon, and I use the smallest one. I'll go ahead and show you how to work this palm maker at the end of this video, because every time I go to use this thing, I'm like, how in the world does that even work? So I always have to relearn it. So I'm going to put that on there for me just as much as I do for you. So let's get started. We're going to start with 12 half double crochet in a ring. So I'm just going to wrap that around my finger, go back in there behind, pull it up through, grab the yarn, pull it through, and that just secures it there. Now we're going to do 12 half double crochet. So we yarn over, go through the ring, grab your yarn, pull it up. You got 3 loops on the hook, so you just pull it through all 3. That's your half double crochet. So yarn over, go through the ring, grab it, pull it up, pull through all 3. Yarn over, go through the ring, grab it, pull it up, go through all 3. Now we need 12 altogether in this ring, so we just keep going until we have 12. But what I like to do is when I have 6 of them, I'm actually going to tighten my ring up a little bit. So I'm going to grab that yarn there and just pull it until that ring is a lot smaller. Probably want to pull this over so it's out of the way. That way you can grab onto this work, the whole work, instead of fiddling with that loosey-goosey ring. Now we need 6 more of those half double crochet. So we're just going to yarn over, go through the ring, pull it through, pull it up, go through all 3 till we have 12. So we'll tighten up our ring first a little bit, and then we'll just go into the first stitch, pull that through, pull it through that one, and then do a chain 1. Now for our next round, we're just going to do a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So we'll just start with this one. And we're just doing that half double crochet. So we're just yarn over, go through, pull it up, and then pull it through all 3 loops. Just going to do that all the way around. just going to slip stitch into that first one of the row and then chain 1. And for our next round, we're going to do an increase every other one. So we're going to start with the first one. We're just going to do a half double crochet in that one. And in the next one, we're going to do 2 half double crochet. So we do our first one, and we just go right back into that same stitch and do another one. The next one we do 1 half double crochet, and in the next one we do 2 half double crochet. And we just do that all the way around. All right, now we need to do our slip stitch, chain 1, and for this round we're just going to go around and do a 1 half double crochet in each one, and there should be 18 stitches all the way around. All right, if we did that right, we should have 18 stitches. So now we do our slip stitch, chain 1, and now this one we're going to do an increase after every 2. So we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, 1 in the second, and then we do our increase. So we do 2 in that stitch. We do 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in the next. There's 1, there's 2. And we'll just do that all the way around. And we finish each round with a slip stitch and a chain 1. Now for this next round we won't increase, we'll just do a 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And we should have 24 stitches. We finish our round with a slip stitch, chain 1, and now this one we're going to do an increase after 3 half double single ones. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, so 1 in each of those 3 stitches, and then we'll do 2 in the next one. So then we do 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and 1 in the third one, and now 2 in the fourth one. So there's 1, 2. And just do that all the way around. And we end with a slip stitch, chain 1. Now we do another round with no increase. So this one, we just do 1 in each stitch, and we should have 30 stitches at the end of the round. we'll finish the round with a slip stitch, chain 1, and this next round we're going to do one more increase, so we'll increase after 4 stitches. So we do 1 in the first one, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and then we do our increase 2 stitches, 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the next. We'll do that all the way around. And finish with our slip stitch, chain 1. Now for this round we're going to do our bobble round. So all we're going to do is, in the first stitch we'll do a single crochet, and the second one we'll do a single. We just go through, grab it, pull it through. Now the next one we're going to do a bobble stitch, which is we're going to yarn over, go through the stitch, pull our yarn up, we're going to go through 2, so we've got 2 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over again, go back into that same stitch, grab our yarn, pull it up, we've got 4 loops on the hook now. We're going to go through 2, so now we have 3. We're going to do it again. We're going to yarn over, go back through that stitch, grab the yarn, pull it up, and now we have 5 loops on the hook. We're just going to yarn over, pull it through 2 of them, so we have 4. Now we're just going to grab the yarn and pull it through all 4 loops on the hook. So that's our bobble stitch. It's going to pop out a little bit. So in the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet again. And the next one we'll do a single crochet. So there's our bobble. We'll just, when we get done, we'll pop those out that direction. Don't worry, they'll kind of go in, but we'll pop them back out. So in the next one, we're going to do the bobble again. So we yarn over, go through the stitch, pull our yarn up. We've got 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull just through 2 of those. Now we're going to grab our yarn, go back into that stitch, pull our yarn through, and we've got 4 on the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull that yarn through, and just go through 2 of them. So now we've got 3 on the hook. We're going to do that again. We're going to yarn over, go back into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it back up. So we have 5 loops on the hook. Grab our yarn, go through 2, and now we're just going to grab the yarn and go through all 4 of those. And in the next stitch we do a single crochet. In the next stitch we do a single, and we'll do, I'll show you one, we'll do this one more time, that bobble stitch. So we yarn over, go through the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it up, go through 2, yarn over, go back into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it up, go through 2, yarn over, go back into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it up, go through 2, see the pattern there? And then you just grab the yarn and pull it through all 4 on your hook. And then in the next stitch we're going to single crochet, and in the next one single crochet. We're just going to do that all the way around. We're going to bobble and then we're going to do 2 single crochets. And you're going to want to end with 2 single crochet. So we'll do that one. We'll do that one. And then of course we do our slip stitch and chain 1. All right, in this next round we just want 1 half double crochet in each stitch. And there should be 36 stitches when we're done. Now that bobble stitch kind of stretches out the stitch, so it's going to look kind of elongated, but you're just going to want to put 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Some are short, some are long. This round's just going to draw it all together. Alright, this is where we're going to mix it up just a little bit. So we're going to do our slip stitch, chain 1. We're going to grab our other color. And I'm not going to cut this yarn because we're going to come back to it. We're going to add our new color. Just put it right there and hold it down with your finger. Now we're going to do a half double crochet all the way around, so 1 in each stitch. Alright, we're back to the beginning and we're going to just do our slip stitch. And let's not chain 1 because we are going to cut this yarn. We're going to cut the white. We're going to pick up our red. So we'll just move the white out of the way. Give it a little tug. Grab it, pull it through. Now we're going to do a slip stitch chain 1 all the way around. So in the first stitch here we're going to do a slip stitch, so just grab the yarn and pull it on through and then do a chain 1. You go into the next stitch, grab the yarn and then just pull it on through. We're not doing that yarn over, we're just doing a chain 1. So go through, grab the yarn and then pull it on through. Chain 1. That's a slip stitch. It's not quite a single crochet. It's kind of a half of a crochet. Single crochet. So we're just going to slip stitch, chain 1 all the way around, and that's going to give us a nice fun little border for brim for our hat. Alright, and when we finish up, we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to slip stitch. Instead of a chain 1, we're just going to pull it up. And then we can just tie those in knots to secure our ends, and we're going to stuff it all up in there so that's we don't have to worry about tucking the tails. And you're going to want to grab that end from the magic ring and just tighten that up. Maybe go back and forth a couple of times with your needle to secure it. I love that stitch. It gives the brim a neat little sculpting, and the extra color gives it a nice little pop. And then speaking of pop, you're going to want to go into each one of your little baubles and just poke it from the back to get it to stand out a little bit. Now we just need our pom. So I've made some up here. You're just going to want to take it and go down through the just off center, just to the side of the center there. Pull that through, grab the other tail. Now we went in to that side of the center. Now we're going to go over to the other side of the center with the other tail. And we're just going to want to make sure that's all good, snug. So you can sew them on if you aren't going to change it up at all, or you can make a bunch of other hats, and that way he can change his style with his different moods. So let's work on that scarf. For the scarf, we're going to want to chain 57, and you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to make sure you're chaining loosely, so it'll make it a little bit easier. So you can actually, if you have trouble chaining loosely, you can go up a size in a hook and do your chain row, and then go back to your smaller size to do the rest of it. We'll just pull that loop up, and we're not going to cut it. We're going to grab our other color. Now for the next row, we're going to do a half double crochet across. So I'm going to start with a slip knot. And instead of working in the top loop along that chain, I'm going to actually work in the back bump. I'm going to go down to the second one there though. Start with a slip knot, slip stitch, and a chain one in the first one. And then I'll just do a half double crochet all the way across. So you just yarn over, go through the stitch, pull it up, and pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, through the stitch, pull it up, pull it through all 3. So we're just going to half double crochet all the way across. It's a bit of a struggle to find those back bumps, but if you can do it, it's rewarding with a nice little edge. But if it's just too much, you can't quite figure it out, you can do it the traditional way and just do it in the top bumps, the top loops all the way across there. So we're going to end this with just going to draw that through, cut our yarn. We're going to put that back on our hook, tighten it up, and for our last row we're just going to do a single crochet all the way across. So here's our first one right there. We'll just do a slip stitch and a chain, and then we can single crochet in the next one, and then just single crochet all the way across. You're going through both loops, so nothing fancy there. And if you wanted to, you could do, you don't even have to change colors. You could do it all one solid color, or you could do a different color, so it's kind of fun. Let's add a little fringe. I'm just going to put 3 or 4 pieces on each end. Just kind of mix it up a little bit. You just fold it over like so. Go into your end. Grab it. Pull it through. Put your fingers in there like so. Grab those 2 pieces. Pull it on through. Get some red in there. Grab it. And then you can pull those ends apart. Just pull those little fibers apart. Like so. Gives it a nice curly . That's kind of fun. Alright, this next hat is going to be option 2 in my pattern, and it is the 2-color beanie, the single crochet version. And this has 2 colors, but I'm actually going to do the same pattern with a variation and just do 1 color, not changing colors. So we're going to start with a chain 22. So I'm just going to start with a slip knot and chain 22, and you're going to want to chain loosely. If you need to, go ahead and go up a size of your hook for the foundation row and then switch back. That helps if you have trouble controlling your tension. We're just going to do chain 22 for our first row. And now for our next row, we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook right here. And then we're just going to single crochet all the way across. When you're done, you should have 21 stitches. Now at the end of each row, you're going to want to chain 1 and turn. And when you turn, you're going to want to turn it like a page. So it's just going to be going towards you like this. That way, it's easier to see those stitches along the back there. We want to get into the back loop only, so we're going to single crochet in that first one, not both loops like that. We're just going to go into that back loop like that. And we're just going to do a single crochet in the back loops. All the way across. The hardest part is making sure you've got enough stitches that you catch that last stitch. So we got one more right there. And when in doubt, just count your stitches. So we're going to chain one. We're going to turn it like a page, like this. And then we're just going to go right in again to the back loop of the next row. And we're just single crochet all the way across. All right, make sure you get that last one. Chain one and turn. And then just go back in and get that back loop in the next one. And you're just going to keep going. So I've done 32 rows in addition to my foundation row. So you can tell how many rows you've done by counting these little ridges right here. Each one of those ridges is 2 rows. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've got 32 rows, and that's going to be about the right size I need for this little guy. Just test it out here. That should work nicely. You may need more rows or less, depending on your size of your snowman. The yarn that you used may make a difference, and the tension in your stitches could make a difference as well. And then also the snowman head could be depending on what yarn you used for him and the tension that you use. So just may have to adjust a little bit. So you're going to want to leave yourself a nice long tail for sewing. You could single crochet across the end, across the 2 ends here, single crochet the sides together, or you can sew it. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and sew. I'm just going to go in there and pick up every stitch across. Alright, when we get to the end, we're just going to tie it off. Then to cinch off the top of the hat, we're going to take our strand of yarn. We're just going to go back and forth in the tops like every other one. So we'll just leave that loose and we'll just work our way around. Now this is going to be our inside, and this is going to be the outside of our beanie. So I'm going to make sure that that's inside out. And I'm just going to tie it, and as I'm tying it, I'm going to cinch it. And make sure everything's all tucked up nice and neat in there. Next we add a pom. We're just going to go right down the side of the center, not the center, but the side of it. Take the other tail. We'll go right down the other side. Tighten it up. So that is number 2, the beanie with the scarf, the single crochet version. So this one's pretty simple as well. We're just going to chain 22, do our slip stitch, and you're going to want to do that when you're chaining. You want to do it kind of loose, keep your tension loose. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we're going to want to do a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So we just yarn over, go into that second chain right there, pull our yarn through, and we got 3 loops on the hook. Pull it through all 3. We're just going to do that in the next stitch. Yarn over, go through, grab a yarn, pull it through all 3. We're just going to do that half double crochet all the way across. When you get to the end, you should have 21 half double crochets. Alright, put one in the last one there. Straighten that out. And we're going to do 2 rows of each color before we change colors. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn, and when you do, you turn it like a page. So you have your work like this, and you're just going to turn it like you're turning the page of a book. And that's going to make it easier to find that back loop, because we're going to work in the back loops the rest of the way. So there's your little V. You got your front loop and your back loop. We're doing a half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go through that back loop, grab our yarn, pull it up. We got 3 loops on the hook. Pull it through all 3. We're just going to do that in those back loops all the way across. And just as you go, just make sure that you've got 21 stitches going across. Now we've got 2 rows done, and so we're going to go ahead and change colors. And to do that, I'm just going to drop this one. I'm not going to cut it. We'll just continue on and go back and forth as we change every other row. So I'm just going to hold that right there, grab this in my hand, and then just pull that through. That's my chain. So remember, you turn it like a page, and then we're just going to do a half double crochet in that first stitch right there in the back loop. I like to change colors every other row because that way I don't have to cut my yarn. Once I get to the end, so I've got one here, and I'm going to come back and go all the way to the other end, and then here's my yarn, the working yarn, so we'll just be able to swap it without cutting the yarn. Turn it. We'll go back down. Show you one more color change here. So now, all kinds of tails there. You can tighten those up a little. We want to grab our, and it doesn't matter if it's over the top or underneath. I like to pull it under like this, like so. We're just going to grab it, pull it through, and we're not going to cut anything here, and we're just going to have these loops, but don't worry, they'll be hidden up when we cinch the top of the hat closed. So that's our chain one there. Turn it like a page, and then just start with that half double crochet in the back loops again. Keep going until you have about 24 rows, and then we'll check the size to see how it looks. All right, now hopefully you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows of 2, so 24 rows. And I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. And before I cut it, I just want to check my size. And they do stretch a little bit, so it doesn't have to. That's just going to be great. All right. So here's the color changes. So you got this little loopy row, but we're going to take care of that. I'm going to cut the tail. That should be plenty. We'll go ahead and get rid of this one. I'm just gonna move him up. So I'm gonna just pull him through there. snuggle them up next to that one. Gonna go ahead and tie those so they don't go anywhere. So just gonna pull that and then tighten that one. Now, with all those loops, that's our top. And you could, in theory, do a single crochet and bind those together, but I do like the effect of sewing it better. So I just put the two sides together. I'm gonna go this way. And then I'm just going to sew along. Got a little string here, so we'll tie that off there. This is going to be in the back of the snowman, so you can bury your tails, but you don't have to spend a whole lot of time doing it. You can just run it down through. Now for the top, I'm actually going to use an extra piece of string or yarn. So we want this to be the outside. So for cinching it, I'm going to turn it inside out. And I'm going to start right about here where I tied those two together. There's a knot. And I'm just going to start going back and forth. We can do it this way too. Is it? There it is. Okay, that'll be fine. So I'm going to hold on to this one. I'm going to pull this one tight. Get it good and tight so it's all closed up. Okay, well, and so there we are. We got a little bit of extra string, so let's get rid of some of that. The rest is just going to hide in our hat. We're going to put a pom on top. Go down one side of the center with the one string, down the other side with the other string. Pom gives us a little camouflage. Get it nice and tight. Snuggle it up right in there. Make those even shorter. Ta-da! We'll tuck our tails in. We'll do that off camera. And here he is. Aw, it's adorable. So now you have the option of either sewing it on or leaving it detached. If you leave it detached, then you can make a couple of different hats and switch it up a little bit. If you do sew it on, you're going to want to sew right inside the brim where the fold would be. And you're going to start in the back and just work your way around, going through the hat, through the body, through the hat, through the body a couple of times, a few times, and then just tie it off in the back and tuck it in. And so now we're ready for our scarf. And I'm just going to use the same two colors. And we're going to do a chain 57. And you want to chain loosely. Now we're not going to cut our yarn. We'll just draw that loop up a little bit and leave it there for now. And we'll take our other color, make a slip knot. We're going to do a single crochet all the way across. You can do it in the traditional, in the top loop all the way across, or you can turn it just a little bit, and we got these back bumps back here, and I'm going to do work in the back bumps just because I like the finish a little bit better. And we'll just do a single crochet in that first one, and then just working along. Do a single crochet all the way across. Now before you cut the yarn, you might want to check your snowman and just make sure that you're going to have enough left over after you tie it off. Tie it around the neck. Cut the second one. We're going to go back to the first one. We'll grab our yarn. And we just need to go into the we're just going right in there to start our next row. And we're just going to single crochet across this one as well. we're here, and we're just gonna do one more little chain there so we can fasten it off. I cut about 8 little tails. I'm just gonna take those tails, so I'm just gonna loop them. If I can get them together here, like so. Just kind of fold it in half, put my needle through, grab it, pull it through, pull up a loop, and then I'm going to stick my tails right inside there. I'm going to do that twice on each side. So hopefully this video will be helpful to you, because it's every time I get this palm maker out, I forget how they work. So, and it always takes me a little while to get it figured out. So for these palms, I use the smallest one, and then these things just open up like this. This is a little, kind of pulls apart, doesn't feel quite right, but you just pull it apart. And you're going to want to take a strand of yarn, and I wrap it around like this. And I go around about 25 times on each side. Like so. Once I wrapped it around one side, then I just fold that down. Then I come over to the other side, and I just bring my string right on over, and I wrap the other side about 25 times. Till you get a good like so. Then I fold that down. And I'm just gonna leave that. I got a little extra string for tying. And we have to cut, so I like these scissors because they get right up in there. Just make sure all the strings are cut, including my starting string. And just flip it over and do the other side. There. Now, don't pull it apart yet. And take your string, and that just goes right inside that, in between there. And then you just turn it over. Make sure it's good and snug in there. tie it good and tight. Do it again. Might as well do it one more time, huh? Now you just open that up like so, and then gently pull it apart so you're not grabbing onto anything that's not supposed to pull out of there. And then trim it up. I just do a little at a time. Give it a little haircut. Just keep trimming until you got it like you want it. There you go. You're welcome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on another video.